Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
Yes, Nithyanandam, and welcome back after this wonderful and powerful darshan with Swamiji. We are back to continue our Paramashivoham sessions, and today the theme Shivoham, manifesting our ultimate identity. All of us have already gone through many sessions related to the God particle, manifesting superpowers, and we have experienced the Shivoham process. And literally, it's like Swamiji directly gives us the space of Paramashiva. All the practice that we do, completion and all of that is more like a support to enable us to radiate and to manifest this space in our life. But ultimately, it is a direct gift from Swamiji. The Shivoham process, the Shivoham experience is directly gifted to us by Swamiji. And we hope that you all were present and had the opportunity to experience this Shivoham process. And today we are having a few more powerful sessions and a very interesting power also that we are playing with, that is the power of materialization. I was sharing how I experienced this power in my life before. I think some of you that I'm seeing in the Zoom now were not there. So I'll just narrate again. Actually, I was sitting during a Shivoham process with Swamiji. It was a few years back. And that time I was not trying to manifest any power, but suddenly I felt that my body was vibrating at the exact same frequency as Swamiji's body. And when that happens, suddenly Bhasma started pouring out of my forehead. And this is how I experienced materialization. This was one of the most powerful experience that I had when I really physically experienced the state of oneness with Swamiji in my very body itself. And here, this is what we are going to be doing once again today, manifesting this power of materialization. And it can be even, just fine powders. At the initial level, many people just see some kind of particles, small dots appearing in their palms. And this is very much the power of materialization happening, the initial level. And if any of you have already succeeded manifesting this kind of small dots and powders, you can go for the next level. You can attempt to manifest more or to manifest more solid objects, or even semi-solid like honey and stuff like that. So we are going to be entering now into this round of materialization. Before we start, make sure to wipe your hands fully, because as I said, the materialization can be very fine. You might just see some dots appearing in your hand. So you should not have a doubt that time that, oh, maybe I just, I did not wash my hand properly. It would have already been there before the power manifestation. So make sure to wipe your hand clean, have a good look at them so that you will not have a doubt after the manifestation whether what has appeared is true or not. And when you are ready, you can sit. We'll be giving a bit more time for you to manifest, and usually we give around 10 minutes. We may be giving a bit more so that you have time to entangle deeply with Swamiji to manifest this power. And sit. Make sure to have your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. If possible, sit in Padmasana or in a yogic posture, cross-legged. ideally on the floor. Remember the authenticity with which you sit. Even in the example that I gave from my life, I had been sitting like that for hours in a yogic posture. That matters when you manifest the power. Authenticity, the space that you hold, how you hold yourself matters. When you remember that you are Paramashiva, naturally you should see that the very way you want to hold yourself will change. So pay attention to the way you sit and settle down. Have your hands in the Samana Mudra, okay, with your fingers crossed, and you can rest your hands in your lap and sit comfortably. Connect with Swamiji and surrender yourself. You can communicate with Swamiji. You can request, Swamiji, please manifest this power of materialization through me in this round. You can have a conversation with Swamiji and request him to manifest whatever you want, to materialize whatever you want, and intensify your surrender. Make a ferocious decision to again and again surrender yourself completely to Swamiji, at Swamiji's feet. And holding that space, you can chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, with the conscious intention to experience the power of materialization. Let's begin.
நித்யானந்த கணபதியை துதித்து ஆனந்தேஸ்வரரையும் ஆனந்தேஸ்வரியையும் வர்ணித்து ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே அண்ணாமலையோனே ஆதிசிவரூபா அண்ணாமலையோனே ஆதிசிவரூபா ஆனந்தபுரியமர்ந்து ஞானம் தரும் சீலா ஆனந்தேஸ்வரா ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே ஆனந்த ஈசனவன் மடி மீது அமர்ந்து ஆனந்த ஈசனவன் மடி மீது அமர்ந்து அகிலம் தன்னை காக்கும் அன்னையன எழுந்த ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே வாழையடி வாழையன ஞான குலம் தழைக்க வாழையடி வாழையன ஞான குலம் தழைக்க குலையோடு வாழை மரம் பந்தலிலே பூட்ட ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி கல்யாண வைபோகமே பொன்னூஞ்சலில் அமர்ந்த ஆனந்த ஈஸ்வரன் மேல்
ஊஞ்சலில் ஆடினாள் ஆனந்தேஸ்வரநாதனுடன். ஆனந்த ஊஞ்சலில் ஆடினாள் ஆனந்தேஸ்வரநாதனுடன். ஆனந்த ஊஞ்சலில் ஆடினாள் ஆனந்தேஸ்வரநாதனுடன். வேத கோஷங்கள் முழங்கிட விண்ணோர் மன்னோர் மகிழ்ந்திட. வேத கோஷங்கள் முழங்கிட விண்ணோர் மன்னோர் மகிழ்ந்திட. நாரதன் தும்புரு மீட்டிட நானிலம் முழுதும் ஆடிட. நாரதன் தும்புரு மீட்டிட நானிலம் முழுதும் ஆடிட. ஆனந்த ஊஞ்சலில் ஆடினாள் ஆனந்தேஸ்வரநாதனுடன். ஆனந்த ஊஞ்சலில் ஆடினாள் ஆனந்தேஸ்வரநாதனுடன். தெய்வங்கள் ஆடிடும் ஊஞ்சலாம் தேவலோகத்தில் செய்த ஊஞ்சலாம். 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 தங்கத்திலான ஊஞ்சலாய் வைரத்தினில் அலங்காரமாய். தங்கத்திலான ஊஞ்சலாய் வைரத்தினில் அலங்காரமாய். பார்க்கும் பக்தர் நித்திய ஆனந்தமாய் தோன்றிடவே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி. பார்க்கும் பக்தர் நித்திய ஆனந்தமாய் தோன்றிடவே ஆனந்தேஸ்வரி. ஆனந்த ஊஞ்சலில் ஆடினாள் ஆனந்தேஸ்வரநாதனுடன். ஆனந்த ஊஞ்சலில் ஆடினாள் ஆனந்தேஸ்வரநாதனுடன்.
Yes. So you can now open your eyes and have a look at your hands. Verify if you have succeeded. If needed, you can even use if you observe any powders that have materialized. And many times people in the initial level, they've been manifesting kind of a flakes. Suddenly their hands become extremely bright. You will see a lot of kind of shining dots all over their hands. And that is the way you start manifesting this power. And see if you materialized. That is okay. That is good. And you can result is, remember the key. See, you can be sitting and you can be in just a passive mode, kind of waiting for something to happen, or you can sit and be intense. It's all about sit, how active you are, even in the way you sit, in the way you connect with Swamiji, in the way you unclutch, bringing a lot of activism and intensity, even in the way. And remember, the higher states of consciousness are above the state of Jagrat, which is a state of intense activism. So this is the space from which we enter into the higher states. So that is how it starts. We have to bring intense activism, and from there we move to Turiya and Turiya, which are the higher states of consciousness, and we start experiencing the power manifestation. So you can share with us if you have succeeded, if you see even just small or whatever, and if not, don't worry, it's not a problem. We'll continue to play with this power. Remember, Swamiji has shared directly about this power of materialization, especially when you materialize a physical object. That is when your root pattern is completely burnt and you do not have any pattern. So even with the previous levels, each time you materialize with something small, you are moving closer from that space. All right. So congratulations for taking part in this power. You can let us know of your result, and if you feel that you're not witnessing any dots or anything, that's fine. You can also share what is it that you feel stuck or whatever, and we can help you to move forward and have a breakthrough in this power.
So the next session is the Shivoham process. Shivoham, basically experiencing the ultimate through experience the ultimate truth through the science of sound and line. So Swamiji himself will be guiding us through the process of mandala process itself. Basically, Shivoham is a mandala process. As you in the past video, you must have. So Shivoham, going to a very intense experience for all of you. So let's get ready for this experience of Shivoham. Let's begin.
Shivoham. This truth is not only a reality, it can be a powerful medicine, antidote for all the root patterns you develop, parental conditionings you develop, societal conditionings you develop, and all the patterns with which you struggle, suffer. Understand? Releases you. Mahadeva, listen. Releases you from all the conditionings. The moment you remember, meditate, create the space of Shivoham. You need to know Mahadeva is not the totality of some dead qualities. It's like if you have poverty, meditate on richness, immediately poverty patterns will be broken. No! That is only a formula. If you are weak, meditate on power, immediately you will start receiving the power. It's a technique. If you are ignorant, meditate on knowledge and your knowledge will start opening up in you. It's a methodology. Mahadeva is not just totality of some good qualities. He is alive. When you invoke him, when you invite him, he just happens so powerfully, so beautifully, so alive, living. He just makes all this parental conditioning, social conditioning, societal conditioning, root patterns, engrams, he just makes them disappear, melts them away. When you invoke Mahadeva, Shivoham in you, don't think it is a technique. It does the help of technique also. If you do a technique, what all help will happen to you? If you do a meditation technique, what all the good things will happen to you? That also happens when you invoke Mahadeva in you. But that does not mean Mahadeva is the totality of these few dead qualities. No. He is a living, vibrant consciousness. See, if it is a technique, for example, if you have 5 layers of ignorance, if you meditate on knowledge till the 5 layers melt down, you will experience the knowledge. If you feel weak for last 10 years, if you meditate on power at least next 10 months, then slowly the weakness will melt down, you will feel power. That is a technique. If you have a blockage in your Kundalini energy flow, and blow your nose, do the pranayama and kriya properly till that blockage is removed, Kundalini will be awakened. That is a technique. But when you meditate Shivoham, it is not the strength of your meditation is going to decide the experience of Shivoham. No. He is conscious intelligence. You invoke him, you request him, Prabhu, please be awakened in this body, in this mind, in this buddhi, in this intelligence. Let you radiate whatever I know as me, aham. I am surrendering at your feet. I am completing it at your feet. Let you be. The experience of Shivoham, explosion of Shivoham does not happen based on the strength of your practice. No. It happens because he is intelligent. He is consciousness. So he just explodes. It is not like a technique. What you do, you get the result. No. You invoke him, he fills you. He is there. He is there. He is there. So don't think if I chant crore times Shivoham, then Mahadeva may occupy my whole being, then I may experience Shivoham. No. He is not going to see your japa bank balance. How many crore times you chanted Shivoham? No. You invoke him, he is there. Because he is consciousness. Understand? This is the biggest difference between atheistic, non-dual philosophies and theistic non-dual philosophies. In theistic, listen, In atheistic non-dual philosophies, they say any quality you meditate, you imbibe that quality. In theistic non-dual philosophy, we say, apart from the power of our meditation, that quality, source of that quality is intelligence, so it fills you the moment you invoke it. Shiva is not just the totality of few auspicious qualities. So by meditating on it, you become that. He is totality of auspicious qualities and consciousness. That is why when you invoke him, invite him, he occupies you and graces through you, radiates through you. Not only he introduces himself to you, he introduces himself through you to everyone. He introducing himself to you is authenticity. He introducing himself through you to others is enriching. Mahadeva is the conscious intelligence. Shivoham is not technique, it's a conscious process. Meditate on Shivoham. Don't think your japa, repetition, the strength of your meditation is going to bring the results. No. He is conscious intelligence. You meditating is nothing but invoking him, requesting him to fill you, to radiate through you. Mahadeva is pure consciousness. Mahadeva is embodiment of purity. Mahadeva is alive. I can't say, just because I chanted Shivoham for millions of times, I started experiencing Mahadeva. No. Just because he is consciousness, he accepted my request to walk into me. He started radiating himself through me. Understand, he is consciousness is the good news I want all of you to know. He accepts your request even if it is made once. He is Bholenath. Simple guy. His presence is not heavy, demanding. No. He is not Vaikuntavasi. He needs the Lakshmi to press the feet and the Ananta Sesha for a bed and the milk ocean for his presence. And all the best things, Shamantaka, the greatest jewelry for wearing. No, I am not disrespecting Vishnu. All I am trying to tell you is, Mahadeva is Bholenath. Even if you are already depressed like a cremation ground, you are almost there, your whole mind is dull, dead, depressed cremation ground, even then, he is happy to dance there. And all your thinking, feeling, everything is full of negativity like a ghost. Even then, he is ready to have you as his companion. Understand, is too simple and his presence is not that heavy. His presence is powerful but not heavy. Heavy means demanding. Powerfulness is different, heavy is different. His Bholenath, his presence is never demanding. His presence is so powerful, but not demanding. Understand, invoke him, request him, pray to him, ask him, invite him to your inner space. Mahadeva, whatever I know as Aham is a bunch of my root patterns, social conditionings, parental conditionings, layers and layers of patterns, samskaras, and the past life karmas. But this is not too big for you. You can burn all this, and this cannot be the reason why you are not happening through me. Can this stop you happening in me? I am completing this and surrendering at your feet. O Prabhu, happen in me. O Mahadeva, happen in whatever I feel as me. Let Aham become Shivoham. Let Aham become Shivoham. Invite him. Invoke him. Request him. Understand, he is conscious, alive, present. Master is a person in whom the subjective truth has become reality. Shivoham, the highest subjective truth, becomes reality, and whatever objects made that experience as reality in him, he can use that and make even your subjective reality awakened. He can give you also the same experience of Shivoham. Listen, whatever experience he achieved, he can awaken that same in you. Understand, the subjective truth Shivoham can be awakened by the external help like yantras, mantras, and Kundalini initiation. I am introducing this science to the world. It was available in the Vedic tradition, but to this planet I am introducing now. It's not that all the Vedas were revealed to, all the Vedas are revealed already to human beings. This science of using sound, the science of using simple lines to awaken yourself and awaken others is such powerful science. See, subjective truth is the base on which your life should be built. Subjective truth is the foundation on which your life should be built. If you do not build a conscious subjective truth like Shivoham, the ultimate truth, Unfortunately, you will be building your foundation, your life on your low inner image, incompletions, your fear and your greed. On your fear and on your greed, you may start building your life. First, choose conscious inner image. Shivoham. First, choose conscious inner image. Shivoham. Please understand, enlightenment is building your life on the right foundation, subjective truth. It is on the right foundation, subjective truth. Cherish Shivoham again and again. Strengthen the truth Shivoham again and again. Live the truth Shivoham again and again. Meditate on this great truth again and again. This truth Shivoham, once it gets rooted in you, doesn't allow your inner image, mamakara, to weaken you. It doesn't allow your inner image, mamakara, to weaken you. Understand? I'm just trying to get the right words. How this whole truth can be explained to all of you in simple terms, in simple words, how the whole truth can be awakened in simple terms, in simple way. Understand subtle grooves of your brain when it starts understanding the happenings inside you, it can understand any mathematics, any science, any chemistry, any geography, any history. See how you remember your past, the same way only history is written. That is a formula of history. How you remember certain facts exaggerated, certain facts neglected. Same way, mathematics. What all the basic understandings you have to add, subtract, multiply, divide. If you can grasp the happenings inside you with a subtle sensitivity, you can grasp any happening outside. As I said, whether it is geography or mathematics or history or science or chemistry, biology, everything in the outer world you can understand if you can grasp the subjective truth. That is why I am saying the subjective truth, you need to let it sink in you, get soaked in you. Let it be soaked in you. Let it sink in you. Just like how food, sex, all this becomes a bio-memory of ordinary man, this Shivoham, experience of enlightenment, should become bio-memory. See, you are the mixture of pure consciousness and body. Where the mixing happens, that zone only we call it as a mind. For example, this is consciousness, this is body. When this mixing is happening, the body side which is touching the consciousness is mind. Consciousness side which is touching the body is biomemory. The stick in my right hand is consciousness, this is body. You are a mixture of these two. The small ball which is in the body side is mind. The small ball, the tip which is in the conscious side is biomemory. All of you understand? I don't need your mind, your cooperation. It is not necessary your mind needs to be controlled, any of which you can't do. Because I am going to work on your biomemory, not on your mind. But for me to work on your biomemory, physically you are required here. Physically you are required here, available for me, because your biomemory is centered on body. Even though it is the conscious part, because it is centered on your body only, you are still alive. If that is not centered on your body, you will not be still alive. So I need physically you being present here. Actually, that's all is my requirement, nothing else. If you have done some meditation, kriya, yoga, pranayama, tapas, puja, everything on your own, with your own effort, facing the mirror, seeing your own face, rewinding, doing completion, then you will understand. That is the reason sometimes I feel people should go through some self-effort related process, only then they will understand and appreciate the power of Shivoham. What is happening inside them through the Shivoham. The deeper sounds and visualizations you believe about you, I'll be working on that and cleansing them. See, when you close your eyes and sit alone with yourself, the idea you have about you, those sounds, those visualizations, I am directly working on them, just taking the fire from them. See, when you are just sitting with yourself, the kind of how you carry you, how you feel about you, that component only I am burning. That is exactly aham, I. That part, that area only I am burning, purifying, reprocessing. That's or I can say reprogramming. To be more and more conscious, to operate from the space of Shivoham. Please understand, the first thing I'll be releasing is that deep suffering you carry about you. When that gets released, the peace and joy you experience, that's what we call Shiva Bodha. Ecstasy of being Shiva. The joy of being Shiva. Actually, you are nothing but just the words you believe about you and the visualizations you carry about you. Understand? The words you believe about you and the visualizations you carry about you. If the correction is done there in the source, if the purification and reprogramming is done in the source, that's it. Then the periphery also starts changing. That also starts changing. That also starts getting reprogrammed. I'm going to use strong sounds, powerful sounds, and powerful visualizations which are created by sounds. Please understand, visualizations, not by imagination. Understand, if I ask you to imagine, that is visualizations by imagination. But what I am going to do is visualizations just by sound. If you observed, you will understand. When there is a strong sound, you will suddenly see a lightning kind of visualization inside you. So the visualizations, lines, codes, created by the verbalization, sound, using both, I'm going to cleanse your innermost being, the core part of you, the very biomemory of you, the inside the bone, how the bone marrow is there. I can say in that bone marrow, the life energy, where it flows, that's the zone where the biomemory. Biomemory is like a skin inside the bone marrow.
Okay, thank you.
You know this skin, visualize the skin inside the bone marrow, you can call that as a biomemory. Devi got married to Mahadeva. Nandi was his disciple. Nandi is a senior actually. So to Nandi, Mahadeva teaches how to achieve that space of Shivoham. So this yantra was taught by Mahadeva to Nandi. So God is Mahadeva, Rishi is Nandinatha, Nandi. Nandi is the Rishi for this yantra. And God, you see each yantra as a God and Rishi. For example, Gayatri Mantra and Gayatri Yantra. Gayatri is the God, goddess. Vishwamitra is the Rishi because he received it and shared it with the world. So this yantra, Nandi received it and shared it with all of us, with the world. So it's called Tirukkailaya Parampara Yantra. This yantra is called Tirukkailaya Parampara Yantra, and originally it is described in Upanishads, which is in Prakrita language. Actually, don't think it is Tamil or Sanskrit. If you know Tamil or Sanskrit, you can't read this. It is Prakrit. It is Tamil, Sanskrit before Tamil or Sanskrit, it's a Prakrit. It's a powerful mandala to invoke the energy of Shivoham. In the center, Om Shivoham is written. The center, what is Om Shivoham. That is what is written in Prakrit. Om Shivoham. Om you can read, but Shivoham you can't read. Now is the main part. Working with this Shivoham Yantra and Nithyanandeshwara, That's Spatikalinga. That will be next. Shiva Yantra. Shivoham is the mantra. You will not be chanting Om. Actually, you will not be chanting anything. I will only be chanting. I will not be chanting Om. I will be chanting only Shivoham. Enjoy the food and be happy. Yes.
Swamiji, you earlier in India, when lectures were going on, you had said Shri Yantra is the inner space of Mahadeva. Then this is Mahadeva Yantra. So how I am in this?
See what I am saying? It is not that something is higher or lower. Mahadeva, when he taught the process to Devi, he gave Sri Yantra. When he taught to Nandi, he gave this Yantra. That's all. And in that Yantra, both Mahadeva and Devi, both energies work. Here it becomes like almost one with Shiva. And here that specifically Mahadeva uses the word Shivoham in this Yantra. The specifically, when he teaches this, he uses the word Shivoham and the signs of Shivoham. And in the Yantra itself, the center word is Shivoham. Om Shivoham. It's Prakrit, that's why you are not able to read. Om Shivoham.
Om Shivoham.
It's a Yantra itself is centered on the concept Shivoham. I can say this can be called as essence of Sri Chakra.
Oh.
Because this was prior. See, as per the record, it is after the Mahadeva's marriage, he teaches the Sri Yantra to Devi. But this is much before the marriage.
What is the difference between Soham and Shivoham? Is there any difference?
In Soham, you experience as you understand the cosmos. In Shivoham, you experience as it is.
Swamiji, when you say he gave the yantra, what does it mean exactly? I mean, not like this. So what, when Shiva...
No, now when I am doing the process, I will be putting this yantra itself in your brain and realigning your brains to this yantra. That's all. This line will become your biomemory. That Shivoham will become your muscle memory. Sound gets stored in muscle, line gets stored in biomemory. So this yantra and Shivoham both will be inserted into your biomemory and muscle memory. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
And for that, it will be very useful for me if I energize and give it to you and you hold it. That's all. See, because I am not working with your mind, I am automatically telling whatever is in the yantra, let it get into the biomemory. If I ask you to visualize, you will visualize one triangle, not the other, one letter, not the other, and you will mess up off, and you will tell one is lighting, another one is black, all this confusion. So straight I print it and give it to you and enter it inside the system. Enter, tuck.
Thank you, sir.
Solved.
After the program, after we go back, I would like to get some more technical details on the yantra. Is there any reliable resource on the internet we can get?
Yes, I have. There is a book called Tirumantra Munnur, means 300 verses on the yantras. And there is English translation also available, this same book. And in the Upanishads, there is a clear description how to draw it. And I can get that Upanishad also, 112 minor Upanishads.
What is the difference? Decision by being, if I take next birth, will...
Those things are decision by being.
How the soul choose its...
soul itself doesn't choose. The closest part of the soul, biomemory chooses.
No, when the soul decides to, let's say...
based on the best intelligence it collected in this body, it chooses the next body.
Okay. And when
See, if you think in this, tell me, in this Janma, what do you think is the best joy you experienced in your life?
With you, Swamiji.
So next, when you have the opportunity to take one more body, you will see, if I am in the human body, you may assume the human body and come as a Gurukul kid. Or if you feel, no, I have already left the human body, I am not having the human body, you may just decide to be with me in the Aksharadham. That's all.
Swamiji, when we pray for others, who does it help? Does it help the person?
Both. It helps both. You and for that person towards whom you pray.
Swamiji, you use the words vibrant stillness. I was wanting to make sure that I understood it correctly.
You see, the silence, not like a dead silence which is in the graveyard, where because nothing is there, silent. But because everything is there, it is silent. Like the silence in the space, beyond the sun and the moon and the planet Earth, there will be a kind of a silence. That is not a dead silence. So many planets are there. Whole cosmos is there. The silence of vibrance.
So,
if you are dead, the silence which will be in your body is the dead silence. You are alive. Your consciousness is there. But still there is a silence. That is vibrant silence.
What is the method to access the Akashic record?
It is just purify. See, during this whole process, do you feel your eyes are getting pressured? How many of you feel the pressure in the eyes have increased? So when the pressure in the eyes increases and heals, means the eyes will be purified. Then you will be able to have access to the Akashic records. Anybody who is having pressure in the eyes developing, raise your hand. You are all going through the right process in a right way. It's really working on you. That is one of the important symptoms of Kundalini in the yogic tradition. Yes.
Swamiji, that eye is pulling inside with a lot of pressure.
That is what. Pulling inside or pulling out, anything is okay. If there is a high pressure on the eyes, then be assured you are on the right track, because Patanjali describes this as one of the important symptoms of third eye awakening. I'll repeat now. Listen, catch it carefully. The ideas you develop, the concepts you develop, the cognition you develop based on your incompletions is concepts you develop, the ideas you develop based on your incompletions is my world. But the cognition you develop by the initiation from the master, Shivoham, which is based on complete completion, is subjective truth. What starts happening in you due to incompletion and changes, destroys you and your life outside is my world. What starts in you because of initiation and elevates your life internally and externally is subjective truth. I'll define subjective truth. Subjective truth is ultimate truth, which is truth even when you are not able to grasp, even when you are not able to perceive, even when you are not able to receive, but you start working on it like a seed. How the sand works on the seed, the land works on the seed, and the seed becomes tree. The initiation is given to you is like a seed. You work with that constantly, and the seed becomes tree. The seed becomes tree. Understand? Subjective truth, the more and more you nurture, cherish, strengthens you. My world, the more and more you nurture it, weakens you. subjective truths create your reality. Incompletions moves you out of even the reality exists. Moving you out of even the shared reality is incompletions. Manifesting your ultimate reality is subjective truth. Subjective truth is manifesting your ultimate reality. Incompletions is the myth. But subjective truth is mythology. Understand? When I use the word mythology, actually it is too poor word because there's no other word in English I am using it. I should use the word Purana. Purana is subjective truth. All the Hindu scriptures are subjective truth. They are not born out of incompletions. They are subjective truths. They are subjective truths. Subjective truths and incompletions the difference between these two need to be thoroughly internalized by you. More and more you contemplate on incompletions, you will become weaker and weaker. The more and more you remember the subjective truth, you will become stronger and stronger. With incompletions, you will become weaker and weaker. With subjective truths, you will become stronger and stronger. Whatever weakens you by more remembrance is incompletion. Whatever strengthens you by more remembrance is subjective truth. Aham is incompletion. Shivoham is subjective truth. The more and more you remember the aham, it leads to incompletions. More and more you remember Shivoham, it leads to experience, strength. The ultimate reality will be created for you, inside you, outside you. Shivoham. Let this become your life thread. Aham is a life thread. Shivoham is the life thread. The inner image out of incompletions is life thread. Shivoham should become the life thread.
Yes. So, as Swami says, Aham is a life thread and Shivoham is a life thread. So, build your life on the Shivoham. When you are manifesting, when you are building your life through incompletion, you become powerless. When you build your life through completions, you become more and more powerful.
Yes, exactly. And one of the key revelations from Swamiji in this video that we will be working on now is the subjective truth. See, all of us have the inner image that is the incompletion that we have. How the image that makes us powerless, that we feel dissatisfied about every time we remember ourselves. Now, Swamiji is revealing the possibility of the subjective truth. First, Shivoham, remembering yourself as Paramashiva, but ultimately Hinduism gives you the ability to decide who you want to be, how you want to exist. It could be that you want to feel that you are Devi, that you are Subramanya. You have a complete freedom to decide what subjective truth you want to live. All right. And when you decide that subjective truth, who you want to be in each dimension of your life, how you want to feel about yourself, how you want to show yourself to others, how you want to feel that life is, you become more and more powerful. Whenever you remember that subjective truth, you become more and more integrated to yourself, more and more powerful, and this will bring more and more completion within you. So this is what we are going to be working on.
So now we'll be entering into the internalization exercise, Shivoham, the ultimate experience. So in this first step, you'll be writing down what is the subjective truth that you want to live, the conscious inner image that you want to have for yourself. Pen down elaborately. Take a moment, take few minutes, and let's begin on the subjective truths that you want to live and the conscious inner image that you want to have. So pen down in elaborately without any not in like few points and all. You can detail describe it. Enough time will be given. So take few minutes and let's begin.
Yes. So let's now move to the second phase, the last phase in this exercise. So to start with, what we learned that yes, we have this part of us that is the incompletion. Swamiji says very clearly it is a myth. Okay, all the incompletions, the powerless beliefs that we have about ourselves are wrong. They are false. They are myth. It is not who we truly are. But unfortunately, because we are so identified to them, we remember them continuously. We continuously feel that, yes, I am that depressed person. I'm a failure, whatever it is, whatever the beliefs that we have, because we remember them continuously, we give life to them. And now Swamiji is giving us the truth and the possibility that we can create a conscious inner image, a subjective truth, how we want to live, who we want to be. Now, hopefully you would have written that, and it doesn't need to be as simple as, just like I want to be a good person. You can decide that you want to be God himself or Devi herself. You have a full freedom. Now, if you have written down, the next step is to decide to live this, to remember ourselves as this, and to grow that inner image, to cultivate that inner image inside us. Now, when you start doing that, you will see, of course, a first layer of incompletions or self-doubt. Let's say, for example, that you want to feel that you are Devi, let's say. Now you may be feeling that, oh, but how can I be the cosmic mother? I myself have so much anger. I don't have this much love towards people, let's say, for example. So this is one layer of incompletion that you have. The moment you remember that subjective truth that you have written. Okay, so this first layer of incompletion, because of which you feel that it may be difficult, it may be restraining you from living this subjective truth. So you are going to be looking into all these. This SDHD, the self-doubt, hatred, and denial that immediately comes up. This first level of incompletions, and complete with all of them and just drop them. So yeah, ultimately completion is a decision. If you can just decide to forget your incompletion, not even look at them, just drop them, leave them behind, and live the subjective truth that you want. That's all. You will just live it, manifest it, and these incompletions will leave you. All right. So we'll be starting now the assignment. Either just drop these incompletions, complete, use whatever method you need. But let's decide to manifest and live our subjective truth. Let's begin. All right. So hopefully you have completed this exercise and you have defined your subjective truth, who you want to be, how you want to remember yourself, what is the authentic subjective identity that you want to have for yourself, and you have done the completion as well. And if there is any question or anything that you have that you'd like to share, you can do so. This is the essence of this Shivoham as far as our side is concerned. Of course, ultimately, it's all about Swamiji just gifting us, just transmitting this experience, this space towards the space and the state of Shivoham. But from our side, deciding to nurture this conscious inner image and continuously deciding to remember ourselves as Paramashiva instead of remembering the incompletions inside us. This is maybe something that should click with you, that you should remember. You see, you may or may not be able to change the situation outside if you feel that the things are not happening the way you want, or that life is not the way you want. But at least inside, you can decide not to cherish or nurture, sustain the incompletion that you have inside, but instead you can decide to remember yourself as Paramashiva. If you can just do that, and just long enough, you will end up seeing that this will completely transform every aspect of your life, and you will see that subjective truth will start reflecting in every aspect of your life as well. All right. So we hope that this was insightful for all of you. This was the last exercise, and we are now closing on today's day 20 of Paramashivoham, Shivoham, radiating our authentic, ultimate identity. And tomorrow, finally, the last day, day 21 of Paramashivoham, and it will be about the Guru, Swamiji, and we'll be exploring different aspects of the Guru-disciple relationship, the importance of the Sangha, the spiritual community that has been created by Swamiji. Swamiji says that actually we experience him, Swamiji, in his physical form, only about 1% of who he really is, but we experience Swamiji more than 99% in the Sangha, through the Sangha. That is how powerful the Sangha is. So we'll be exploring all of these tomorrow, and how the Guru helps us to overcome all self-sabotage, ultimately giving us a super conscious breakthrough. So this is the theme for tomorrow, the last day of this Paramashivoham level 2. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Once again, make sure to be there for the first session of the day, the exciting, very intense 3 hours of Dvitiya Vinyasakrama that we will be performing together. And with this, let's conclude. Let's create a space of completion and offer our gratitude to Swamiji for this Shivoham experience that we have gone through today. And let us conclude with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you all.